First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Kamadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, and the advance of the well. And peace, love, and say taste to all the brothers out there, preaching words, community, and truth. Shalom to the brothers and children out there, keeping words, community, and truth. Yesterday, just a quick thought. I had watched this movie with my family. It was called To Hell and Back. I don't know if anybody have heard about it, but it goes into it's a story. It's a story about Job, but it's a modern day take on it, and it's even spiritual because it uses Israelite actors. You know, so they actually show Job as a so-called black man. And his family, but it shows the troubles of Job and what he went through just in a modern day take. And when I watched it, it gave me it gave me that sense of basically reconnected with the scriptures, reconnected with everything that's going on, basically reality. Because when you look at the reality of what's going on right now, the Lord is preparing his men for rulership, but you have to go through the suffering, which suffering is a blessing. In that movie, I kind of got the idea of it that they actually said, they quoted scriptures in the movie, but at the end, basically, like when the Lord, in the scriptures, he kind of tell Job, he tell Job and his friends basically what's going on and what I'm doing. They have somebody to speak in for that. It's one of Job's sons, and one of the things he had said was how suffering is a blessing. And we always talk about the kingdom and how great it's gonna be for the nation of Israel, but it's a process to get to it, and also too you have to be patient. And the scriptures talk about the patience of Job, though. Just starting there, let's go.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna start where you want. I get a piece of that after I ask you this. It's the book of prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end.
Another thing about that movie is they actually had that scriptures put up. They had that scripture put up on the page, and it just showed the scripture, but then it showed the words. But I already knew what it meant, and just knowing and relating that scripture with Job, and then relating it to what we going through to this day, we know the end goal. Like how about you, shot? It set this earth in order and righteousness, and it establishes people.
Hey, bro. Hey, a footnote in the Bible for expected end, it says a future.
A future. This is future prophecy.
Oh, wow.
To give Israel the world that they so desire.
Yeah, bro.
We desire a peaceful world where we can live in harmony, amongst the earth and enjoy life like it was supposed to be enjoyed, in righteousness. But we see it's not like that right now. It's a process that we have to go through, and suffering is a blessing because even though the rest of the earth is suffering, under this man's rulership, we understand why. And we understand how it's benefiting us. That's another insight. The world don't realize just how beneficial suffering is. Just like you have blessings, you have the good, or the bad have to come with the good to balance things out. The Lord is a balanced power. And that's ultimately what makes everything when like just relating to that movie, it put a better insight on just, your personal walk, but ultimately what the Lord is doing on this earth and what he's doing and how it's affecting the nation of Israel. Because the Lord is basically molding the leaders through suffering to get them into the right mindset of becoming the greatest leaders on the earth. The elect, they finna go down in history. Yahweh Shai, he pioneered the way for us. He is the cornerstone, he is the author and the finisher. But he pioneered the way for the elect, and that's gonna ultimately start a whole dynasty of righteous rulers that went through suffering, the bitter and the sweet, to get the best possible outcome, which is that expected end.
Yeah, that is. This is the book of James, chapter 5, verse 7. Be patient, therefore, brethren, until the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain.
Right, Steve. We have to be patient and wait upon the husband. We waiting upon Yahweh Shai until Yahweh Shai come back and actually deliver our people out of this condition, out of all this suffering, all this pain, because it's not for no reason. You go through things in your life, when you start experiencing trouble. That's why the scriptures say, thinking not strange when a fiery trial come upon you, because it's not something that the Lord is just bringing on you. You have to always have that mindset that the Lord is actually working. He's dealing with me one-on-one right now. And with us going through what we're going through under Esau Edom's rulership, the Lord is dealing with the nation of Israel one on one. Because although the other nations they enjoying it right now, we suffering. We the ones that's being built up. The elect of Israel is the ones being built up, and now we see the inside of taking all of it back. Because we lost it all, and we gonna get it back, and that's the same thing as Job's daughter. We gonna get it back forever, man, forever, and in a better state. And it's gonna be better than the latter portion.
That's right, brother. Man. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Right, that grape of the cluster is going into the elect, and it said, let it be kept, because the Lord is dealing with us, through great labor, through the sufferings, through the hardship, through all the judgment and the fiery trials the Lord might bring you through, bring judgment on your actions, but the Lord chastens those who he loves. You gotta always remember that. We always have to always remember that. Because we also are in this flesh, we're subjected to the things of this flesh. But we have to understand that the Lord is making us pure. So with great labor, have he made it perfect? We're being made perfect through our mindset, through our actions. And now, just like the scriptures say, I believe it's in Deuteronomy chapter 4, where the Lord said, for what people are so great and so nigh to the Lord that has statues, so basically so great, I'm tearing that up. But I think it's in Deuteronomy 4:7. Or basically going into how we are this people that's because the Lord in 7 say we are a special people unto himself. So we are being made back into that special people, and that comes with great labor, that comes with suffering.
Can I say something? Basically, in these particular situations, because the whole body feeling it, especially for brothers that have been around for a minute. Basically, we learning to man up. When you examine Yahweh Shai's life, especially when he was about to go through the persecution that he went through, ultimately he manned up. He manned up to just deal with it, knowing who he was. The entire time, knowing who he was. His whole life, and especially him about to go through that straight gate. His trial. That moment of his trial, his darkest hour. That's what I was looking for. Ultimately he manned up. And basically, in the spirit, what we're doing, long as we keep doing it now, we're in the stead of the prophets. Basically, we learned to pretty much grow up fast. I was thinking about the prophet Jeremiah, the fact like the Lord threw him out there like that, he pretty much like grew up fast, in a sense.
All right, can I say something? I say it all the time. The movie Alexander. Revisit it. And Alexander, his father, Philip of Macedonia, Macedonia. Yeah, Philip of Macedon was talking to him in the cave. And that's another thing. He was talking to him in the cave. And Philip was telling Alexander when he was a little boy, he was like, I was young, my father threw me in battle. And I was too young, and I was resenting him for it. He's like, now I understand why he did this, son. He said, because kings are born, they're made. He was like, yeah, when I was too young, my father threw me in battle. And going back to the point you just made, Yahweh is basically throwing us in battle, man. All right? And that's how you become made. Because we can read the scriptures all day, but if we never experience nothing that ties back to the scriptures, that build our faith toward the scriptures, we just mocking birds, man.
We're shallow.
So the way you add words to your empty pages is through experience, man. That's why we had low points. So we had embarrassing things, we had struggles and trials. Your legacy is not gonna be filled full of just highlights and slam dunks. It's gonna have some flu seasons. It's gonna have some embarrassing moments.
That's the only way to grow.
It's the only way to grow, man. Legend. Meaning our life is gonna be rich. And name me a movie that isn't filled with high points and low points about a character, man. But going back to what you said, Zaquan, like the Most High throwing us in these circumstances. And a lot of the circumstances now is like happening back to back to back. And the point you always going to, the Most High doing is to figure it out. He putting you in a circumstance or a scenario He already put little spread it, dispersed tools here and there, but it's dispersed. So he want his son to figure it out because you got to be made for this position. You're about to rule. So we can't have this nepotism thing going on to where I'm going to put you in a position without you being qualified to do it. Now, I'm putting you in custom, I'm custom putting you in scenarios that you got to revert back to the scriptures and find the tools to get yourself out these circumstances, man. You know?
That's part of the movie. You seeing whoever's going through it, seeing them overcome their problem.
Yeah, yeah.
See the problem come to them,
Yep.
and see how they initially deal with it. Then you see that fortune where they actually overcome.
Yep.
And it shows you the progress into it, because if you're just saying they just overcame every project, what's the point? Hey, look, we'll go back to what you got, but make one more point. He's maturing our reaction. Like a lot of your reactions, you look at the way you may have responded or reacted to something earlier in your walk, as opposed to now, it's very different. And sometimes we may not see it, but it all deals with our mindset. And your mindset, But what else? Book of Acts, chapter 14 and verse 22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Heavenly Father. Right, and that's what these videos, they continue to exhort each other, like you were saying earlier. That's why it's so important to keep doing these videos. Because first and foremost, it's benefiting you, but it's also benefiting those that's out there watching, whether they're going through something at the current point or not, because you can always go back and watch a video, and whatever happened in the past will relate to you right now. What somebody did, but it said through much tribulation we must enter into the kingdom. That's what we got to always remember. Through the different things that the Lord bring upon us, and it's no what the scripture say, it's basically no thing that's uncommon to man.
I get that for you.
And hey, man, and I'm glad you said it too, bro, because whatever video you watch, when I say you, I mean all of us, whatever video we watch, you was meant to watch that. And you got these damn new ages, man. Sometimes you listen to it, entertainment, and sometimes you look at Eve, she pretty, hear what she's saying. But everybody really like they're riding the wave of the minute of the Lord, man, because you're hearing certain people that be like, well, who's ever meant to watch this video? First person I heard say that, bro, was El Yashwam, and then you got certain other brothers that'll say that, because we know that the spirit be on these videos. Okay, if you watch something, you was meant to watch it, like, and that was needed for you in that moment.
Especially if it show up on your timeline.
Yeah.
Sometimes your old video will show up on your timeline, and you'll be teaching yourself like you're old. You'll be teaching the present.
I gotta.
Yeah, because the most time you was shooting edify you. Woo! I'm like, damn. I got
spirit.
It's a spirit, man, bro.
Yep.
If your video you did 3 years ago, now it's teaching me about something that I did today, man.
Wow. Sit.
Put Paul in your pocket, get the video.
It's playing.
Yeah.
It's playing.
Yeah.
And it's based on your current circumstance. Shit.
Wow.
And sometimes your flesh don't want to watch a video. You just want to be entertained, but it'll be your flesh, man.
Yeah.
All right, because you need this, man.
Because there's no growth in comfort, man.
Comfort kills kings. Kings aren't designed to be comfort. Kings are designed to have comfort, man. Kings are designed to navigate through adversity because you're running the king.
And that's, brother, keep bringing them up. Hey, for what it is, man, he the guy right now. In his life, they do David Goggins. You know what I'm saying? Like, at certain points we can extrapolate and use it for us, man. Cause basically, like, a lot of his videos, he deal with the importance of not being comfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. And he make a lot of his videos like that. You know what I'm saying?
Being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yeah. Just to add to what you were saying earlier, speaking about Alexander, he took down the Lord used him to take down the Persian Empire. You had this Darius III. That's who he took down. But Darius III, remember, he was pretty much just a governor of a modern day Armenia. And he had to be the king of Persia because they killed his older brother. But when you watch movies about ancient empires, what you will realize is the firstborn, like, all the responsibility be on them. And
the younger sons, they're pretty much part of the portion. So Darius, he had no intention of being king. He thought he was just gonna be in that high position, governor. So pretty much you can tell he was pampered. So when Alexander going back, because you look like you saying, his father threw him out there. Alexander was already an accomplished general, a general at 17, 18. So he's king at 20. But when him and Darius met on the battlefield, Alexander had a confidence about himself. Darius ain't never led no army before. He was in his comfort. So when he seen Alexander how he was moving, and eventually Alexander was coming straight to him. Like Alexander was coming through the crowd, coming straight to him. And he got close to Darius, and Darius fled. And he left his mother, his wife.
Oh, that's a horrible.
Yeah, he left all of them.
Hey, can I say the line from the movie?
Yeah.
Alexander was like, Darius! Coward! You know? Yeah.
He fled 3 times. Every time him and Alexander met, like he fled because Alexander was built a certain way. Darius was pampered. Like you said, man, like at the end of the day, that's why the Lord put us through these circumstances. Like going back to what you said at the beginning with Job. Job had to go through it, you know, to be the Job that we know today. You know, King David had to go through what he had to go through to be the King David that we know today, man. Ain't no shortcuts to it like the Lord. That's why you gotta fall in love with the suffering, man. Like really, you gotta wake up and be amped for this shit, man. Cause it's to the point now, I don't even have an alarm clock, man. I said, I know soon as I open my eyes, shit, here we go. Let's get it, guys. You know?
It's like the Call of Duty, right? Every time you rematerialize, enter into a new battle. Like every time the soldier his feet hit the ground, he in battle. And that's how it is. Like every day you hit the ground. And it's like your job got scenarios set up for you, little different adversity scenarios. You have domestic scenarios. But as soon as you wake up, like you said, it's like that soldier off Call of Duty just hit a new scenario, hit a new battle scenario. You know?
You gotta tackle it a different way.
You gotta tackle it a different way.
How you do your skills. Yeah. This Sirach 31. He that loveth his son, causing him often feel the rod, that he may have joy of him in the end.
Yep, no, you got it, brother. You got it, brother.
Like you said, he that has how was shot, that's our father. It said we the son, you know, the nation of Israel, feel the rod off, and that's going through all adversity. You know, even being on the Esau Edom in your personal day lives, dealing with sin on a personal level, what you're going through, or what these people are doing, you know, because that's us feeling the ride. We feeling the results of bad leadership. You know, we seeing the results and feeling results why people suffering and how it's affecting not only just their family, but it affects our families, the mindset. Then you think about generations after you, you know. You get the full spectrum of it. You don't just think about the present or the past, but you got to think about the future.
I got a quick one. Also, we said, he that love his son, how come I feel the ride, and then you like the dust of the nation of Israel. All right, Galatians 4:1. Now I say the heir, as long as he is a servant, I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, different nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but it's under tutors and governors, the time of going of his father. And the reason why I brought that out, because it reminded me of that scene, the Turkish Empire, what?
Oh, rise of the Ottoman.
The rise of the Ottoman Empire. Mehmed, right?
Hey, man.
You gotta go.
He gotta be that guy. You're speculating.
Alexander,
Yeah, because he was 20 when he took down.
Oh yeah. He was highly ambitious like Alexander.
That's who he compared his life to.
Yep.
He like, damn, Alexander, at this age, he had already conquered. Speculating in the street.
Yeah, I bet it's a good speculation. Yeah. Nonetheless, when they show him in his adolescence, those tutors and servants that he was under, he was catching a ride. They showed a scene like this is a prince now. This is a prince of an empire. But he like 10, 11, had his hand on the wall, getting a whooping. Because if you look at the word chastise, one of the definitions is like you're fitting into a mold. So if you have an heir, you're fitting his behavior into a mold of a king. Anytime he separates himself from that mold, that'll bring him back in through chastising. So even a prince of an empire, he was under those tutors and governors. And those tutors and governors, they were the one whooping him, man.
Can I lay him back?
Yep.
His brother made a point earlier in our sit down, dealing with Yahweh Shai. It say the book of the prophet Isaiah, the government will be on Yahweh Shai's shoulders.
Woo!
He had the heavy responsibility, which made sense. That's why he went through the suffering that he went through. You know, he got beat the worst, man. Like it could that's laying the path for eternity. You know, and for all Israel. So it makes sense. Same thing with his disciples who became apostles. When you look up their accounts, you look at how they died, like how they went out, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, and not to mention other believers, because you go through that time period, which I have to go back to myself. The persecution of the Christians. So the Christians are Israelites, but that Christian era, like a lot of Jake, was what I'm saying, but like my brother's going to an era, basically being groomed for that position. Going back to what you're making, your lesson on. Yeah, Job. Yeah. And real quick, I was like, he did over 10. For it became him for whom are all things and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory to make the captain of their salvation perfect through sufferings.
So, hey, one thing I learned in this truth, you got to understand the why. Why am I catching hell? Because when you understand the why and its benefits, you can endure it better. Even certain things we go through. Why is this brother eating away? He focus on the outcome of eating away. I was brother with the gym every day. He put us up to that type of rigorous, right? All right, because he focused on the outcome. Hey, the East and our Father is outcome oriented. The West is pleasure oriented. All right, there is no delayed gratification. So the suffering that we go through is to engender a certain outcome, man. All right, you catching hell, and you know it's for the Most High when it's back to back or just surreal. I'm like, damn, he not coming no slack. All right, but then suffering is a method to the madness, man.
Yeah, and we start looking better. Like you may not see it right off, but people on the outside see it. Different brothers see it. Like I saw this brother, I knew the guy, that he embarked on. One word in my mind, the results. Like, that's what came to me, like, the purpose and the results.
There's a saying in the Latin, and I can't say it in the Latin, but it's interpreted. The results validate the deed.
The guy, Dr. Bobby Price, when he talk about the detox, a lot of people talk about how nasty it is. He said, I just tell him, I'm tasting the results.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow, feeling, but I'm tasting the results.
Results. There's no telling how many years he added to his life by tasting the results. Putting himself through that suffering, man. All right.
Oh yeah, come. All right. This is Second Ezra in the Apocrypha, chapter 7, beginning verse 1. All right. Second Ezra 7 and 1. And when I had made an end of speaking these words, there was sent unto me the angel which had been sent unto me the nights before. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am come to tell thee. And I said, Speak on, my power. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great, but put the case, the entrance thereof, the entrance were narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
Right. If he went not through the narrow, if he went not through the tough spots, tough edges, the rough spots, how could he be coming to the broad? We got to go through what we're going through. Ultimately, the elect is going through what we're going through in order to, like the brother was going into, to see the results. Because just like the Lord envisions the earth in righteousness when Yahweh shall rules it. If we want that expected end, it's a process too. And Yahweh shall went through his process. And he told us we got to go through our process and he gonna be here with us. So this is what we're currently doing. It's not like we gotta always remember that, like brother said, the results, we taste the results when we go through our suffering. So you gotta follow the process. Yeah, because it ain't going nowhere. Like you gotta deal with it. I was listening to a brother on the coast, he used to play football in college. He said they used to have the sprint, it's one team. Sprint 110 meters and you had to do it in 15 seconds.
And they were like, if you did it like in 15-1, it don't count. You got to do that 20 times. You know, so you full speed sprint, 20 times 110 meters. You know, so if you know you got to do that every day, you might well try knowing it. Might well start doing the 115. You know, to try to. That's the only way you really kind of dilute the suffering and go ahead and sometimes add a little more to it since you're already in there. If you already benching 10 sets and you do your 10 and you got one more, you might well get that one more to make the 10 easier next time.
Yep. Just a point. Elder Yashwamba had made dealing with that bitter drink or that certain drink they made for you, how was shy. That was to take away the suffering.
Oh yeah.
So that's why he ain't drinking.
Yep.
You know, he just a bucket, like just go through it.
Yep. They wine and myrrh.
Yep, wine and myrrh. Yeah, come.
It was a numbing agent. He injected. You know, and he wanted. He had to become perfect through suffering. Like Howard Shai understood what he did as Adam. Like what he did as Adam led to the earth being flooded, allowing wickedness to take root in the earth. What he did under King Solomon, we went into captivity behind that. So when he came as Yahweh Shai, that's why he just gave his whole life to the ministry, because he knew them 2 times when he failed, he seen the ripple effect of because the Lord put him, because really got to think, like the Most High put him in the midst of the bullshit. Like this is what King Solomon, this is what this led. Roman, now y'all under the Romans. You know, so that's why he knew he had to take all of it. He didn't want to know nothing. Like, nah, I gotta, I gotta feel all this, man.
Because he came to fix it.
Yeah, the second Adam. You know.
I was gonna say, going back to like following love the process. If somebody be patient without change to a lower state.
I'm sorry, Yashwan.
Yeah. Because some I'm learning, like you
Rock
might
too.
wonder like why does the Most High have me stuck right here? I maybe financially or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
It's some things you're supposed to learn in that space.
Yeah.
You know, like governing the money you do have.
Yeah.
Like the Most High don't want to elevate you because he wants you to govern that right now.
Yeah.
And then what's another thing? It's so many when you broke, what did our forefathers do when they left slavery? Like before the drug pandemic, all right, how did men take care of their families, man? And this is something that the brother from the UK said, man. I was like, man, that's a very profound statement he made. A lot of Jakes, they justify, doing illegal stuff because of poverty. But what did Jake do before drugs was popular?
Yeah.
After slavery and before drugs was popular, right? All right? They developed skill sets. So one thing I've learned, if the most I have you at a lower state, that's when you learn how to fix everything. You got what they call, you got the commercial high value, which is making over 6 figures a year, but then you have real time value.
Yeah.
You develop skill.
Yeah.
All right, you could put yourself under a man who knows a lot of things, like how to fix things. You go on YouTube. You can learn how to be like a mixer fix it, all right, and not have a lot of money, and that's how you get money.
Like I said, what do you learn in that space?
Yeah.
There's a point that we all learning, you know what I'm saying? But a point that came out of the spirit, because we all got our particular struggles, especially in the financial arena. But the point that came out is not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
you go from that point.
Yep. Yeah, if you have a system to put money back, man. All right, but one thing I'm learning is like skills is invaluable, man. When you learn something that people need, that's money. All right, so going back to being in a lower state, you got to ask yourself, what is it that I'm supposed to learn in this lower state? Learn how to cook from scratch. How your real cook from scratch. That's value.
Yeah. It's I watching these different podcasts, and there's this guy on there who owns a lot of businesses things now. They was asking, well, what's your steps, to become a successful? And he was like, well, you got to be willing to do something for free until you develop the skill set someone pay you for. So he was like, you got to be able to do things for free. You got to have that mindset because people try to jump in the game and get money.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pay you. You haven't developed no skill set of value, like you said. So now he has a skill set from the time he was doing it for free, creating that value. Now, hey, they gotta pay $25,000 a year, man.
Yep.
Hey,
Okay, they go to like like when they say experience is the best teacher. And after a while, they start. It ain't about what job you're doing. You getting paid for your experience at that point. But the more you can did it, you're more familiar with. You can get it done fast. However they get. They got men. They fly out to your job. You got certain maintenance workers. This maintenance worker, especially, they have to fly out from North Carolina. He's gonna get paid who knows what how much an hour. Well, you got certain men that you can't pay him for the skill. You really pay him for the experience, like you said, because he got a contract. He got to get flown in from another state.
Yeah.
And it's not a guy that came in 2 years after the apprenticeship out of trade school. He's been doing this for 30 years. So, like I said, experience is invaluable.
Yeah, bro.
Like with the apostles, when they talk to us and what they're stealing us based on their 30 plus years of experience, that's you can't buy.
And it's crazy because the suffering is a part of that experience.
Suffering is just trial and error too. Because when you go through this, going back to the company, right? You got companies that pay speakers thousands of dollars to motivate everybody in there, thousands of dollars to coach everybody in there. Because all these decades of experience, he's gonna give it to you, man.
Like Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah, E.T.
yeah.
Yeah. He get flown in to motivate. He get flown in to motivate, man. To holler at your ass. Make you run a little faster when you go out there. Yeah. Yep. That's all I had.
All
Though.
part of patience. That's the word patience. Offense. Stuff.
Yeah.
It's Sirach chapter 2 and verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower estate.
Right. It said, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be and read it again.
And be patient when thou art changed to a lower estate.
And be patient without change to a lower state. So whatever is brought upon us, we have to be patient and know that it's working for our good. That's why I said be cheerful, because what you're going through is not gonna be cheerful at all. It's not gonna be anything to be happy about. But you understand the results it's a result thing, it's a long run thing. That's why the Lord is long suffering.
Like the brother, I'm sorry, but
Good.
this brother right here got short sleeves on. It's a little nippy outside, but it's a method to that because that chill activation. It activates your nervous system. And here I am wearing long sleeves. But
It strengthens your immune system.
yeah, I can Google it now. I can Google it for you guys. But it activates your nervous system, your testosterone, your circulatory system, your immune system. Just for being out here and it's like 50 degrees outside with short sleeves on. So it's a method to it, man.
I've been looking for a reason to wear my coats and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You see me all scarfed up like I'm in Brooklyn or some shit, man. Suffering.
Yeah, bro. Read it again.
Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower estate.
Right. So be patient without change to a lower state because that's really the time where you actually being worked on the most. The Lord is dealing with you one-on-one, because now, like you had said, it's something that you got to get out of this situation. Or something like even if it's a financial situation. Even Paul said you know how to be a base, you know how to be abound and be a base. You know how to deal with both situations. But that was a process. He didn't just know automatically, okay, when I got a lot, I know how to deal with it. When I got little, I still know how to manage, We still have to be able to manage with what we have and what cards we've been dealt and still be able to push this word, do the work without error or fault. And that's not to say you're not gonna get weak or anything, but that's to say it's all working towards something in the long run, being able to do it.
And that's Israel minded. Israel, the money we had as men, the wealth we had, it was long-term oriented. The laws are long-term oriented. It's to keep our nation alive, man. That's for your posterity. We're not Westerners where we finna blow everything, man. Now we're Easterners where we reserve everything for our posterity, man.
Like there would be extreme. Imagine in the ancient world, they had a strip where they just going out throwing gold.
Yeah.
But that's what they do in America, man. Man, like everything. That's another thing is we learning to be men. Like you said, it ain't about always getting more resources. It's about manage what you got and also making smart purchases, man. Like you can make a smart purchase. Like sometimes, in this walk, it's gonna be times where the Lord is gonna test your faith, and sometimes that faith might require a certain purchase, man. And then the Lord have blessed them, man. Like I've been in positions where, I done had to spend money I didn't want to spend, but I knew it was necessary. And then for the business that I was in, you know, it was something that was needed. So after I made that purchase, the Lord started, blessing that purchase, man. Because now it's a thing of you're not looking at money like, okay, you get a certain amount of money in this society, people start looking at, okay, some shoes, clothes, and food. But then really you're supposed to be thinking as a man, okay, what's the best purchase I can make for the house?
Build it.
You see?
Hey, what term you use, or the phrase you use, investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Basically,
Investing in yourself, investing in your estate.
your estate. Yeah.
Because we don't even have to have a literal estate.
Yep.
You just gotta move like you do.
Yep.
Your woman, your little ones. Maybe you got a mother that's a part of your estate. She's a little older.
Yep.
That's your estate.
Yep.
So you gotta move like, what's the best move for my family?
Yeah, because it affects everybody. What we doing?
Yeah.
Because even when you do gain the knowledge of certain
I
skill,
know.
Yeah.
like you gotta invest in that.
Yeah.
You gotta invest in your skill set that you got.
With the road, hey, you gotta better yourself.
Yeah,
You gotta
that's the
better
perfect term.
Yeah.
You gotta put it all on you.
Yeah.
But you really put it on you how about Shema outside, so that now you're moving in faith. But like I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna invest this because I know I ain't got no ill intention. Like I ain't doing this to try to shit on Jake or
Yeah.
ego
Ego.
tripping. Like nah, man, you just won't reach because as a man you get to the point to where you just want resources to provide for your estate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else extra is extra after that.
That's right. Right. I mean, you just hold some, bro. I'm feeling chew off that. Get the rest of
I
that.
got that James doing it.
Oh yeah. But you said you wanted 39, right?
No, I said we would close out at 2:30. Nah,
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So about 2 and 4.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about 2 and 4.
That'll work. That'll work.
Do a little, yeah, okay. This James 5 and 8, it says, "Be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draws not. Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest you be condemned. Behold, the judge standing before the door. Take my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. You have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful of tender mercy and of tender mercy."
Right. So you have heard the patience of Job and seen the end of him, how the Lord had pitied him. Lord blessed him with more than what he had to begin with. The Lord increased him, but Job had to go. He had to lose it all and keep his faith. Despite going through everything that Job went through. Yahweh Shah went through. He lost it all. Even going back to what y'all said, started with Adam and then falling down. Like you said, the result was the flood, and then you had King Solomon. The nation of Israel split. We went into captivity. And when he came to Yahweh Shai, he lost it all. Now we're trying to get it back. So he had that whole process of being rebuilt, but going through the suffering and not turning away from it. And you see the end of it. Now you're sitting on the right hand of your house, waiting for the order. And Isaiah 9 verse.
This is to go along with like I heard the brother speaking on it earlier. Talking about like basketball stuff. When you and just speaking on life too, sometimes when you at your lowest, that'll bring the best up out of you. Like you might be struggling with money, you might be like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it out of this. Then mess around and make $20 last 2 weeks. I did that before. I had to make $20 stretch over 2 weeks just because of the way bills and life was going. But that'll bring the best up out of you. Start managing, like you say, start managing better.
Because hey,
Necessary purchase.
I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Hey, men deal with staples. Like when it comes to management, man, you get everything down to resources. It's the same. Necessity is the key to invention. Necessity is the mother of invention. But what happens when you in them straits, your mind starts thinking. And you start to think utilitarian. But when it comes to stretching money, man, most I make you go to them staples. Flour, oil, that's bread. You know what I mean? Beans, rice. You know what I mean? That's a meal. Pistachios, oats, I don't know if I said flour, but those staples, you got nations surviving off stuff. So now you really want to value over dollar like that. Luzons, man, they third world countries.
They live a long time.
Sweet potatoes. Hey, them purple potatoes. But look, they growing from the earth, man. You know?
They work through it too.
Yep.
They work. They keep on living life. The Esau both broke their kill. They said.
That's right. And to them, they're not broke. To them, it's just our life. Because in America, if you're not living to a certain standard, you're poor. But really, they're just living off the earth. They're just simple people.
Like situations like that, those boys will bring you down just for you to change your diet. So just saying, like you said, you want to make some steak.
Yep.
Then you can start living a healthier diet. You know, eat more fruits and vegetables,
Yep.
things that you can cook that'll make a meal stretch, and then he'll start blessing you. But now you have incorporated that mindset that I need to live off this diet and I can manage money better.
You ain't just go. And you ain't got no money to go run and get no fast food. You got to eat what you got at home.
Yep.
And you bring out some.
This is Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire and acceptable. An acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
I'm trying to read verse 4.
Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. Gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Right? And it said acceptable being in the furnace of adversity. So being acceptable to the Lord means you have to be purified. You have to be purged out of the ways of Babylon, the mindsets of Babylon, the behaviors, the characteristics, because the Lord's going to purge the whole earth. But he's got to start with his vision. And the way he's purging us is through fire, but it's not the same fire that the rest of the earth is going to receive. It's through suffering. It's through affliction. And that's ultimately what's building us up to make us better. Because we don't want to have to restart in the kingdom of heaven being reborn again. The Lord is not doing that with his men, you know, and even at the end result, when Yahweh Shai, like you said, government is going to be on his shoulder. You know, the way the earth is going to be structured, it's all going to start with him. He basically going to have it all on his back. But it also says the increase of his government shall not end. You know, the increase of his government and peace. That means he invested in the men that he put through that furnace of adversity. They became acceptable. So that's how it's going to be an increase because of his investment.
Because each man is an extension of him.
Right?
Isaiah 1 and 25 says, I will turn my hand upon thee and purely purge away thy dross and take away all thy sins, and I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counsels as at the beginning. Afterward, thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city.
Right. See, the Lord is rebuilding those breaches. He's rebuilding the house of David.
Right.
Those judges, you know.
Right.
And it starts with your mindset. That starts with us detaching from Babylon, you know, because now we don't live the same lifestyle as the rest of the world. And that's we live a Eastern culture mindset, well, lifestyle, but that's more so what we're adapting for is what we created for. And now we're becoming into those kings and those priests. You know, we don't even associate ourselves like the rest of the world associates themselves. We don't call ourselves black men or anything. We associate ourselves to the men of the Lord, you know. But all that came from suffering, because you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. So prepare to go through things, but the end result is us being elevated to who we are, you know, our true purpose. Isaiah, you have. I know it's.
Yes, the
All right, let me go back to Isaiah 6. No, Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 and 7. All right. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty Power, the Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Right, and that's Yahweh Shai. He had to go through suffering to get to that title, get to that position that he's been put into.
Yep. Verse 7. Of the increase of his government and peace, there should be no end upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom to order it and to establish it with justice from henceforth even forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this.
Right, how about you? I'm trying to perform, but like I said, that investment of these men that he's putting through this adversity, through these troubles, through the sorrows that you go through, these fiery trials, that's all a part of the increase of his government and his peace. Because, like brother said, we are an extension of Yahweh Shai. So essentially, we thinking like Yahweh Shai think we gonna order the earth in the same fashion that Yahweh Shai does, as if he's doing it right there himself in the flesh, you know, which he's gonna be here. We doing the same thing Yahweh Shai would do in that certain area.
the beloved Apostle Paul has said, basically we have to be as ambassadors. An ambassador is a representative. So you represent him as if he's there through you. So it makes sense.
And the government gonna be on his shoulder. Something on your shoulder, you bearing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're being built to help Yahweh Shah with that burden, man. Of running a kingdom, man. All right.
This is serious.
Yeah.
This is important.
Why he said he about his father's business.
Yeah.
That's a mindset.
That's a mindset. That's honorable that your son going hard for you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
My son, who I'm with, Yahweh Shah had time for you folks, man.
Yeah. That's part of evolving in life.
Yeah.
When you learn like a woman is really a distraction.
Yeah.
That's how you know you've elevated a little bit.
Yeah.
We like, man, I can't fit her in my world.
Yeah.
But no, you got it, brother.
Because we came up, we thought manhood was just having sex with random women.
Yeah.
We equated that to manhood and masculinity. But really, manhood is when you can turn down women, man.
Yeah.
When women are not such a big issue to you, man. Because women are needful in a particular order, man. But as a man, there's a lot of our existence doesn't involve the woman. That's why they in the background. That's something you do behind the scene. That's why what a man do with his woman ain't nobody business, because that's what he do behind the scene. But as a man, a lot of your existence doesn't really include a woman.
But they spoke on that, and please forgive me, guys. I gotta still watch the damn movie, man. They spoke on that in the movie Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Basically, dealing with the scientists that was responsible for creating the atom bomb. They said like they purposely made it to where in the movie his wife wasn't like in the scene like that. Like they like get like a 3, 4, 5 second take of her and then get the camera off her. Because they was showing like really it wasn't about her. And she got paid for the role, the woman that played his wife. But basically like the focal point was on him and like the hell he was catching, like the distress of the mind, going into his job that he was doing, because what he could do, like it could destroy the earth. But just showing like the importance of, his purpose as opposed to just dealing with the woman.
If I may add, the women in plural, that was part of the bread and circumstance given to us by the emperors of Babylon. The king, the way he dispersed women out, and he sexually liberated women, all right, to just enjoy frivolously. That was part of the bread and circumstances. And what happens is bread and circumstances, it kills your purpose. So now you don't have a desire to rule. That's mission accomplished for the king of Babylon. Like his subjects don't have a desire to rule. Yep, no, you got it, bro.
Because now as a man in Western society, we thought getting a woman from a club and having sex was great accomplishment.
Yeah, right.
And then if we go to our forefathers and we see how they was moving, like now they going back to that ruling class mentality. Because even when you go to that was the Ottoman Empire, like you never seen on the first scene. Yeah. You never seen who it was.
Nope, never.
He was on them cannons.
Yeah.
Get them cannons firing, goddamn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said, well, my cannons ain't firing, goddamn. What the hell going on?
Right.
Like you want to stumble no goddamn woman, man. Like you said, that's when women was of a much higher grade.
Yeah.
Especially over there in the Mesopotamia area, man.
Yeah.
But nah, my goddamn cannons ain't firing, man.
Right. Purpose. Purpose. The real man is the one that got self-control. Who can say no. That's a little boy nature. Little boys are easily distracted.
Yeah.
We got things you got to work on. But that's if you got sons, nephews, little cousins, they're easily distracted.
Yeah.
So that's part of getting that baby boy up out of us. Is everything that's shiny, we turn our head to it, man.
And sometimes you just, let me just look away, man. I don't even want to look over there, man.
Right. And that's part of power. That's power, man.
Sometimes you be like,
Forget about it. I don't even want to get the energy up to, give her the power. Like you risking giving her a 1-up. I know it's petty, but you risking giving her that little dominance.
Bro, even get proud, like you come with their hair, they going natural. Like, man, I ain't even say nothing to this bitch. Like,
Yeah, that's how I be, man.
oh, listen, real quick, I don't get back. But what I've been doing lately, bro, like, so we going back to the east, because in the west, you know, you open the door for women, you see a woman trying to hold the door. But I've been doing it for Jake lately.
Yeah.
Open the door for Jake.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Jake been patting me on the back, like, appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, that's what really, and the women really supposed to be opening the doors for us.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just something, you know, I've been doing lately. You know?
Giving respect to the Israelite man.
Especially if they elders.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing today, sir?
Yeah, especially if they elders.
But the Lord's so beautiful, he balancing it out. He had Jake open doors for you.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
our people, you know what I'm saying?
It's a transition of power. This transition happening right now.
Hey,
What? I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you been walk in, he going over them.
yeah, it's spirit in the earth, but man. Second ed-
Yeah.
Well, did we? Oh, just make sure I got 7. Do you want me to get Isaiah 9 and 7? Did you get that already?
Yeah, I think you did.
Hold on.
okay, second Esdras 7, finish it out for you, bro. 7 and 6. There is also another thing. A city is built and set up on a broad field, and it's full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water. So small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. And when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now was done.
Because you gotta, in order to be able to move, you gotta go through the rigorous training. You know, like you said, like the prince had the hardest upbringing. You know, like he had to learn. His whole day was full, like, of him value being added to him. Like going with Alexander. That's why he had, you know, those Greek philosophers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aristotle.
Aristotle. Yeah.
Yeah, he had to learn languages. All
Other
right.
men pouring
Yeah,
into him.
he had to learn finances. He had to learn war. And he's doing this every day as a child. You know, because even with the Ottoman Empire, when they got told him, he said, child and ambition over with. Like he was like 7, 8. Look, that child shit over with. Yeah. You know, then Xerxes, you go into his history, Xerxes was learning how to hunt and throw spears like at 7 years old. Yeah, Xerxes, the one we see on 300.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a very rigorous upbringing, man. You know.
I even noticed though. That's why Edomites on a level.
Yep.
You know, we stay down south, man. You go to the Bass Pro Shop. Esau got his child holding a pistol at 7 years old. You know, Esau got his child doing on them contract jobs.
Yep.
So by the time an Edomite dude like 21, he can go in and rebuild a bathroom, install fiber optic. He done $100,000 jobs in a month's time.
Yep.
$100,000 contract jobs, and it's one job. Because his uncle get him at a young age, started grooming him.
Yep.
Next thing you know, he 30 running shit.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we in a plant.
Then he go hunt deer on the weekend.
Then go hunt during the weekend, man. So even with this lower kingdom, Esau got his sons on a level, man. I can't even deny it.
Guys go straight. Yeah. You gotta go through that straight and rigorous part to be that finished product that's capable of possession and ruling this kingdom, man. Yeah.
And those of them. Get our clothes.
Okay. Yeah, I had something this is Isaiah 48 and 10. It says, behold, I have refined thee, but not with silver. I have chosen thee in the furnace of affliction.
Right. He chosen us in the furnace of affliction. He wants to do something, you know? That's really what the Lord wants. He wants that finished product. You know, the Lord is not, we already see the Lord is not going to take 2/3 of our people. You know, they're not the finished product. You know, he wants that elect, you know, where you know, those that's reconforming to his son, you know, transforming their minds, you know. We got to be transform our minds, renewing our bodies, you know, Romans chapter 12, you know. So in the furnace of affliction, it makes you think different. It makes you behave different, you know, and that's what the Lord wants. You know, the Lord see the finished product. We just have to have that same mindset to know that This is the process that's taking place.
And I say something too, add, don't worry about everybody else. The Lord didn't call you into this, excuse me. The Lord didn't call them into this thing, he called you into this thing. He didn't call them, he called you. So, going back to, you walking that path. You know what I'm saying? Because, in the kingdom, the rest of our people, they're going to be all right, man. Right now, the Lord got his men laying the groundwork. Like, we build it. You know what I'm saying? We building that house they going to live in the future.
Because that's spirit. Because even like as a leader, we want what's best for all our people, But we understand that everybody not gonna get it on this side. But like you said, that we can't stop what we're doing, okay, just because they don't get it. Yeah. They'll get it when they see it. It's a lot of people that don't believe the vision until they see it up and running.
They got to see it fully built.
They got to see the store, deliveries being made, the commercial. They got to see it, and that's our 2/3. They're gonna be born into. All right, everything that we're preaching.
Oh, you mean call it first fruit?
Yeah,
The visionary.
Yep.
You got it, brother.
Women got to see it. Women physical.
Yep.
Where's my scripture says what? Now people should be willing to bear thy power. So they got to see it being manifest. Not the visionaries, not that 144,000, but the rest of the nation, they got to see it, man. That's the power of fucking visionary, man. Like all these buildings. Hey, what's happened to somebody's mind? They took it the other brother brought up. This is the building that we saw in that picture at 9/11. So it was just being lined up. But architects, that's what's so powerful about man. That's what's reveal the power of man. This all came from man's mind. The most I start creation in a man's mind, man. Architecture, carpentry, engineering. All right, that's the power of a man. So what the Most High is doing, you see, he's laying the groundwork. We're a project of engineers. He's amassed a project of architects. What's the redevelopment? There you go. So the Most High has hired labormen, but really like a project of engineers, a project of architects. That's the 144. They laid that groundwork, and that chief engineer is Yahushua.
Hey, to land back, beloved Apostle Paul has said, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shah set him up to be a master builder. A master builder, and what's being built, the house of David, man. And the rest of our people, they gonna fall under that, Sorry. Yeah, you got it, bro.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11. It is a faithful saying, for we be dead with him, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he also will deny us.
If we suffer, we shall reign. You got it, brother.
If, like I say, we suffer, we shall reign. That's the end result, because he went through that suffering. And we know we going through it for because we want to reign with him. We want to be right alongside Yahweh Shai, ordering the earth and righteousness. Okay. Like he went through the process of suffering. We got to go through that process of suffering and endure it. Because like the scripture saying in Matthew 24, he that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. So you have to endure the suffering and let it like the brother said, let it redevelop you. Let it redevelop your mind. Mindset, how you, and like the brother said earlier, because how we react to certain situations, the Lord might bring upon us should be different than how it is when we first came into the truth.
And I love the point y'all made. It's still gonna be there.
Yeah.
Still gotta deal with it. So what needs to change is the mindset.
Might well take all these burdens and turn it into a gymnasium.
Yeah.
Make you stronger. No?
Oh.
Yep. Is it on everything?
Yeah.
All right. Looking at something. Hey, well, with that, we hope your brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Kamadash.
Double honor to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of David the elect. Abba,
Shalom.
Wise counsel. Needed, brother.
Inspired, bro.
Yeah.